She made me cry already. I will start off by saying what an honor it is to be here today. I want to talk a little bit about how Project LeeWay impacted my life. But for me to be able to do that, I would have to tell you a little bit about my history. I will start off by saying that I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I became a child bride at the age of 13. I was pregnant at the age of 14 and became a mother 4 days after my 15th birthday. I didn't choose to be a mother. I did not choose to be married. My life was governed by others, first by my parents and then by my abuser. I was in this relationship, which I thought would be unescapable, for almost 10 years. My abuser repeatedly physically and verbally abused me. He belittled me. He isolated me. He supervised any kind of contact I had with my family. He even took away my birth name. He would call me inepta. That was what I would have to answer to. He took everything away from me. He took away my childhood, my identity, and my self-worth. At the age of 22, I mustered up the courage to finally leave. I found myself all alone with 2 children, no education, and no work experience. My family turned their backs on me because divorce was not accepted. Eventually, I realized that to be able to take care of my children, I would have to get an education. So I decided to enroll into GED classes, and that's where I met Ms. Smithson. I went ahead and took my courses, and they were so impressed with my progress that they started to encourage me to go to college. I really never thought that I would go to college. I never thought I would have a GED. When I originally went to take my GED classes, I just wanted a GED to work at Banquet. That was my goal. They started talking to me, and they were the first people to believe in me. I didn't believe in myself. I did not think that I could do this. I was so shy that she decided to walk me to Lee College. As we went and we walked around, we were told by staff about Project LeeWay, and that's how I ended up meeting Ms. Flemings. Throughout the whole time, my abuser kept stalking me. He would abuse me anywhere he saw me. He managed to take my children away because we were in divorce and there was no custody agreement. I had to be put into the battered women's shelter. Through the whole time, all I could think about was my education and doing something for my children. When I went into Ms. Fleming's office, I was scared, but mostly because I didn't think that I could live up to the expectations of the people around me. But I'm very glad I met Ms. Fleming. I'm very glad that I made it to her office. I have never had any problem anytime I have any problem, I can go to Ms. Fleming's, and she always knows what to do. Whenever Ms. Smithson took me to her office, I had not done my GED exam yet. We were actually sitting there, and she convinced Ms. Flemings to take me into the program, and she assured her that I would pass my GED exam, and Ms. Flemings agreed. I remember that when I went, the day before I went to take my TABE exam, my ex-husband physically attacked me. the next day I had that exam, and it was so important. I had never left my home with any kind of marks on my face. I knew better than to go out. I showed up at Ms. Fleming's office with a swollen lip. And she did not question me. She just gave me my exam, and she let me take it, and she let me leave, which I'm thankful for, because I think that if she had asked any kind of questions, I most likely would have never come back. I was so embarrassed. I carried the shame of the abuse. At the time, I thought it was my shame to carry, but today I know better. I went through her program. I learned so much. I was so afraid. Even after I finished the program and I got into college life, I think I pretty much showed up in her office every day so that she could calm me down and she could tell me it was going to be okay and that I needed to go back. I just have the greatest, deepest respect for Ms. Fleming. And I always tell everybody that my life started when I left this man, but I think my future started the day I stepped foot in his office. I've done and I've accomplished so much because of what other people, their faith in me. They believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. Sometimes I have to step back and actually realize that this is my life. And remember how far I've come and how much I've achieved. And it's all thanks to Ms. Fleming, Ms. Mitson, this program, the fact that she took the time out of her day to listen to me. I'm pretty sure sometimes she didn't understand what I was going through, but she sure listened. She always assured me she believed in me. And that's what made me stronger. Regardless of whatever I go through, I know that I could always go to her office and talk to her. I've done all these things and I've accomplished everything. At first it was to prove to myself that I wasn't worthless, that I wasn't inept. And part of me wanted to show my abuser that I could do this. But in reality, I did it for my children. I did it so that I don't want to let the people that believed in me down. And every time I go out there, all I can think about is the people that helped me, the ones that believed, the ones that lent a hand, an ear. I've since remarried. I have another son. I have a daughter. I have a future. I have an example to set for them now. At this stage of my life, I understand that what happened to me it's not going to change. It's something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And I choose to keep fighting. I choose not to let those words get to me because I refuse to be a victim. But I'm very glad to be here today. And I'm very glad that I've made Ms. Fleming proud. She's like my second mother. I actually write speeches out and I never stick to them. I guess all I have left to say is that education has given me the power to take control of my life and the self-worth that I lacked. And thanks to all the people that supported me, I am no longer a victim, I'm a survivor.